My name is Catherine. I'm an IT consultant, so I go to companies all over the place and help them with their IT deployments. So one thing that I do a lot of the time is actually give presentations to big groups of people about IT. So what I thought and what Georgina thought might be a good idea is if I actually give a talk about giving talks. I know I'm creating a bit of a vortex, but what I wanted to do was show you that within this group, like Georgina often asks, who wants to give a talk? You've all got something amazing to share with us because you've all got fabulous information in your brains and we need to get it out and we need to get you up here to actually discuss that with everyone else, okay? Now, giving a talk, I know, I get it, it is really nerve-wracking, okay? When someone says, oh, can you give a presentation in front of everybody at work? The stomach churns and you just think, oh, no, I really, really don't want to do that. Okay, but the thing is, I'm guessing a lot of you here have built apps and have that big idea about this amazing app that you're working on that you think, wow, this can really help people or this can really help this company, right? So how are you expected to sell your app to a company if you're still feeling really uncomfortable about talking to them, okay? The best thing you can do if you're feeling nervous about talking in front of a group is to actually practice. And one of the really fantastic places you can practice is in this group because this is a really safe space. We tend to know each other in here. And so if you've got an idea and you've got a thought and you want to practice presenting that, then this is a really good space to do that. Okay, so I just want to give you a few tips because I've been doing this for a while and I've had the most amazing disasters and I can tell you some horrible stories about everything not working. I've got stories about, sorry. You better come up with a 5-minute thing because I'll just yabber on forever. Okay, so I've got stories about, rooms full of men from a mining site and nothing works and none of the logins work and the internet goes down and just there can be nightmares, right? So it's all about being prepared. Being prepared for the nightmare, which is obviously my presentation that I don't know what it's doing behind me. All good. All right, so skip to the next one. Yeah. So you are going to be put in a position where you have to give a presentation. It's going to happen. So the best thing to do is to get prepared and say, okay, do you know what? This is going to happen. One day I want to sell my next Facebook to an investor. Okay, I need to be able to get my idea out there. Now, the really important thing about getting your idea out there is it's not about you, okay? It's about the person you're talking to. Now, it's really important that when you are giving a talk, you're actually looking at the room and the people in the room and making sure that you're communicating. So it's not, hey, look at me, everybody, it's all about me. It's, do you know what? I have a message, I have something that I want to tell you and I want you to be able to understand that. So it's about the people in the room, it's not about you at all. That takes a little bit of pressure off. This happens all the time. In the last place that we used to meet up, I won't name names, but the network was really crap, okay? Whoever tried to present there and actually stream something from the internet, it was just a nightmare. Now, Murphy's Law, something will go wrong with technology. That's why it was put on this earth, to piss us off. Seriously. It will go down when you least need it. Always, 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 always have a backup plan. Okay, if you want to give a live demonstration, which is fantastic, always have your slides that show that same live demonstration, but you just have to click through them. Okay? So when that network goes down and you're standing there freaking out, you can think, oh, hold on, I've got a slideshow that I can just flick through this. I don't have to freak out about the network. So what am I telling you? I'm actually trying to give you some sort of encouragement, I hope, that that giving a presentation isn't the scariest thing in the world. It's not. People say that they fear public speaking more than death. That is really massive, seriously. You've got to practice. You've got to get up in front of groups at work. If they say, hey, we need someone to present something, put your hand up. If there's a group here and Georgina's saying, please, someone present, put your hand up. Put your hand up as much as you can, because that's the only way that you'll ever be comfortable in front of a group. And I say comfortable, but you'll never be 100% comfortable. You always get a little bit nervous before you get up in front of someone. That's just how we're built. That's how our brains work. It keeps us sharp and it keeps us bright. So that's just how we operate. So make sure that when you're giving a presentation, because it's not about you, it's about the people in the room, you're actually delivering a message that you want them to hear. So you're not just like, I tend to ramble on a bit, but you're actually trying to give them a message. All right, so what's the point? What's the point of my talk? Why am I actually giving this talk? What do I want the people out here to know at the end of this talk? Okay, and so just make it really precise and really clear about what you want the people to get out of this when you're building your presentation. Holy crap. Seriously, don't ever put a slide up like this. See all the flow charts and words and the really tiny things, and there's bits going everywhere. If the people at the back can't read it, don't put it on that screen. All right? If there's something, look, I'm sure your code is beautiful, right? But if there's something you need people to know and the people at the back can't see it, make sure you just cut it down to the bit that you need people to see. Because remember, it's about them, it's not you. So it's not just this is what I've done and this is how amazing I am. It's about, okay, this is something important that I want to share with people. Okay? So this is what I want to show you. And if they can't read it, you're not showing them anything. If you've got stuff all over the page, and hopefully you've picked up my spelling mistake, they will be reading these things on the page instead of actually paying attention to you. And everyone needs to pay attention to me, all right? So I wouldn't put all these words up. Now, the animations aren't working on your Apple.
It's all my fault.
This is why we don't buy Apple. Okay. All right, so basically, what I want to tell you today is, yes, it can be nerve-wracking getting up in front of a group, okay? You can only get through that by practice, and you keep your presentation as simple as possible with the least amount of things that can go wrong as possible, and make sure it's clear and precise, and you've gone a hell of a long way into giving a good presentation. Okay, so when that investor says, hey, do you know what? I'm really interested in what you're doing. Do you want to give a talk to the board and we'll see if we can, throw $1 million at you? Then you'll be able to actually give an awesome presentation. So that's me. Thank you.
Thanks, Catherine.